Joy, and I want to welcome you all to the call today. Again, this has been an exciting adventure, and I always like to say the word adventure because when I think of adventure, I think of a scenario where you don't exactly know every single thing that's going to occur, but you're expecting the best, and you're just rolling with it and having fun with it and enjoying every moment. And definitely mentally or even physically writing down the moment so that later you can always refer back to it and realize the part of the journey you were on and how it affected you mentally, emotionally, physically. And so I'm a huge fan of whenever you do a detox to write down your notes in a journal, online journal or a physical journal, and that way you can know exactly what your experience was like, because when you do, in the future, when you do more cleanses, you may not remember all the details of usually your first one is kind of like your first love. It's kind of hard to, push it all out. You'll remember some details whether you want to or not. It just kind of like sticks with you. But I still like to write it down because you could easily forget different parts of it, and it's part of your journey. It's like when you're a mom and you have a baby and you put everything in the baby book, you don't want to forget any of those details like first steps and first tooth and first day of school and all that good stuff. And it's the same thing with your detox journey. So I encourage you all to really look at this, as I mentioned last week, as a 10-day retreat, except you're at home, you're in your same environment, but it is truly a retreat. So I want to start off today by reading something to you guys, and then I will go into some things that I believe will be helpful for you all for the rest of this journey. For myself personally, I'm on day 9. So once you get to day 9, if you want to follow my journey, you can follow it on R3BodyMethodWithJoy.com. You go to R3BodyMethodWithJoy.com and click on Forum. Then you'll see my journey. I'll write a little bit about each day, whatever like the highlight of that day is. I'll write it down and share it with the world. And sometimes it may be a little TMI, but hey, this is what I have to do. Anyway, so just relax. Again, pretend we are at like a retreat. Beautiful ambiance. A little aromatherapy is going on. We have a waterfall in the background. We're all sitting around a fireplace or something. If we're in a cold place, if we're in a warm place, we're just sitting around. We have our feet up. We're sipping on our drink or wherever we're supposed to be on the detox right now, whether it's your shake or whether it's the fiber or the cherry. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, we're just sipping on it. We have our straws. We're relaxed. And you could tell that there's lots of positive energy, okay? So that's one of the main things I like about these calls, because you can feel the positive energy. Even though, we have some people who don't share and they just want to sit back and listen. Bottom line is there's a lot of positive energy, and we're all on the journey together, okay? So the name of this story is called 1 Year to Live. Anthony Burgess was 40 when he learned that he had only 1 year to live. He had a brain tumor that would kill him within a year. He knew he had a battle on his hands. He was completely broke at the time, and he didn't have anything to leave behind for his wife, Lynn, soon to be a widow. Burgess had never been a professional novelist in the past, but he always knew the potential was inside him to be a writer. So for the sole purpose of leaving royalties behind for his wife, he put a piece of paper into a typewriter and began writing. He had no certainty that it would even be published, but he couldn't think of anything else to do. It was January of 1960, he said, and according to the prognosis, I had a winter and spring and a summer to live through and would die with the fall of the leaf. In that time, Burgess wrote energetically, finishing 5.5 novels before the year had finished. But Burgess did not die. His cancer had gone into remission and then disappeared altogether. In his long and full life as a novelist, he is best known for A Clockwork Orange. He wrote more than 70 books, but without the death sentence from cancer, he may not have written at all. Many of us are like Anthony Burgess, hiding greatness inside, waiting for some external emergency to bring it out. Ask yourself what you do if you had Anthony Burgess's original predicament. If I had just a year to live, how would I live differently? What exactly would I do? And I love that story, guys, for a few reasons. Number one, we do not live life with a sense of urgency, and we should. We should live life with a sense of urgency. I liked the descriptive word that was used when he said he started writing energetically, which brings me to my second point, and that is I believe that when he took his mind off of his problem and he put his mind into something creative, then it created a new experience for him. It literally put him in a new mind, which ultimately put him into a new body, a body that was cleared of that dis-ease, which is disease, dis-ease. Your body is not at ease. And so that's very powerful that our bodies are amazing and that we have the ability to do that, to take ourselves from something that literally is life-threatening to a situation where we're blossoming to the fullest, to our fullest potential. 70 books to our fullest potential, which, like it mentioned, had that prognosis, had that never occurred, he may never have even written one because he didn't have a sense of urgency. He didn't have a big why. And we all have an opportunity, and one of the things sometimes when I pray, I'm like, oh, I don't ever want like this massive tragedy to happen in order for me to make a choice that I need to make. In order for my eyes to be open, in order for me to take certain actions, I want to be able to follow my inside voice and my soul's purpose and make that move without having a tragedy happen to cause me to act. Because we all fall victim of that. You hear stories like that a lot. Maybe someone was in a near-death experience with a car accident, and then all of a sudden they changed directions, or they changed the people in their life that are toxic. And what I love about it is when you change, if there are toxic people in your life, they kind of slip away anyway because they can't handle the brightness of your light. And then the people who are looking for light because they have their own light shining, they're attracted to your light. So you start to meet new people who lift you up and appreciate what you are bringing to the world, because we all have something special and unique that we need to bring to the world, but we're distracted and we're depressed. And any other negative D word that you can think of, just add it in, okay? And that's what we're doing. We're literally allowing ourselves to live under a rock, under a dark rock, under this dark place, and we're missing out. And not only are we missing out, but there are people who need us to be our best, and they're missing out on our true, authentic self. They're missing out on it. And the world is patiently waiting on you to get it together. But I'll tell you some good news, that if you're here, then that means that you're a fighter. That means, and when I say a fighter, I don't mean you need to fight all through your life. I'm just saying that you're a fighter from the standpoint that you didn't give up. You got back into the ring. Said, I will not go out like this. I will strive for my best. When you think about that, you have to give yourself credit along the way. I love it when people say, here's the problem, what's the solution? But I'll tell you what I hear more than anything is here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem. And sometimes I think with some people, they're not looking for a solution. They are just looking or for someone to listen to them whine about their problem. There is a difference. You want a solution, then something on the inside of you says, I will not accept this as my lot in life. I want more. And I don't want to leave anything on the table. I want more when it comes to my health. I want more when it comes to love. I want more when it comes to my purpose. I want more when it comes to every aspect of life. And when you do it with a sense of urgency, then it's almost like you're demanding to the world and to the universe that you're serious now, that you know that this is not a game, that this is really your life, your world, and you're demanding it pay attention to you and bring you everything that you need, because you are bringing things to you every second of every second. You are allowing things to come to you every second, and you're creating it with your mind and your thoughts and your actions. Thoughts become words. Actions become habits. Probably in my top 10. Anything that I'll ever say. Thoughts become words. Actions become habits. That is so true. So, so, so true. And there was a time when, based on your thoughts, you got up from bed and you looked around and you didn't like what you saw. But you can't blame anymore. You cannot blame anymore because you are in control. If you were not in control, if you couldn't change, then, okay, go ahead and blame everybody. I'm not saying that other people didn't contribute negatively into your life. I'm not saying that. That could be the case. But I'm saying, thank goodness, that does not have to stop us. Thank goodness we are still in the driver's seat and we still have control. And you give up your control when you spend time just blaming and focusing on the negative. You give up your control and you become a victim. And so what we're going to do from here on out is we're going to focus on how awesome we are, that greatness within us, and we're going to cultivate that. And we're going to say this is just the beginning. This cleanse, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. There are some people when January 1 hit, they immediately said, this is my new goal. That's my new goal. This is my new goal. I honestly believe one of the best ways to start or ignite change is through a cleanse. There are some cleanses that I do throughout the year, no matter what. You know, I always like to do one at the beginning of winter, spring, summer, fall. I always like to do one right before my birthday. There's some, they're basically just on my calendar, okay? And I like that. But then there's times where I have to do it because either I need it because of something that maybe I'm going through, maybe a tragedy or maybe some major obstacle. And then there's times where I want to do it because I need clarity. I need the light on a certain topic or question, burning desire, burning question that I have, and I can't quite get the answer on my own, and I want to make sure that all distractions are gone. No distractions on what I'm going to eat. Something happens when you're on a cleanse and you're on a detox and food is no longer the equation. Keep in mind, this has been done for centuries. Detoxing, cleansing, this should not be anything brand new. This is old news. Understand it's old news. But the food industry has done an excellent job of making sure that the only thing we know about food is what we see on commercials. So, therefore, there's a new generation now, and now we can pass down this information to our children and their children to help them to know that this should be a lifestyle, part of your lifestyle, and it is not just for the purpose of losing weight. I heard somebody earlier mention emotional detox or the different emotional roller coaster that they're on with a detox, and that is normal. And that is a beautiful thing. Because if you aren't experiencing that, then that means you still have it shoved down and you're putting a Band-Aid on it and not doing open heart surgery on it. You have to go deep, and you have to pull it out and gut it like you would gut a home if you're redoing it from the ground up and putting a new foundation and getting true healing. You don't have to keep revisiting this stuff. So be thankful for that and just go through it. That's why I love it when people don't quit when they experience the emotional side of it. And trust me, there's different levels for different people depending on what they have gone through in their past and based on where they're at today, what's going on in their life today. So somebody else on a scale of 1 to 10 may experience the emotional detox side of this on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 3, and another person may experience it on at a 9. Fast forward 6 months from now, and they do it again, and it may be reversed. So it depends on your past and your present, and determines exactly how much of that emotional detox you'll deal with. Same thing with the physical detox. You know, it depends on your past and where your current eating is. And that determines, like, how aggressive it may or may not be. And keep in mind, different things may pop up that needs to be handled, and you didn't even know about it. Let's say, for instance, you didn't know that something was trying to creep up into your system. Different things open the door, and different things come in and invade our cells. So maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, that toxic free radical wasn't in your system trying to destroy your cells, but now it is. So maybe now your detox is even, you're experiencing more of a physical detox because something kind of entered in there and it's being dealt with. So how awesome is that? We had a power to do this, allowing food to be our medicine. So last but not least, what I want to say to you guys is I always really, really, really get excited about the people who show up to the coaching calls during their detox. And the biggest reason is because so many people, based on just different emails that we get or different questions that I hear out in the field, so many people really, really, really need to be here. Like literally everybody that's been on it needs to be on the call, but they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they're missing out on. They don't know that this could help them tremendously. This can answer a lot of questions that they have. This could help them become more motivated and finish out the rest of their journey stronger than how they started. And so that's why I want to make sure you guys come back to the last call that you all have. This is the last for some of you all, I believe, which is Sunday night at 9:30, from 9:30 to 10 o'clock will be the last one. So not only, in addition to it being a coaching call, we'll also get you geared up to what you do after the cleanse so that we can continue to have phenomenal results. So at this time, I have a few moments to answer questions if someone wants to be brave and bold. I don't know what's so scary about jumping out and asking a question. I can't even see you. So just jump out and ask a question. If you have a question, I don't want to, sometimes, especially after these coaching calls, when I go deep, some people just want to sit back and let it marinate in their heads. And if you're in that mode right now, do so. Don't force yourself to ask a question. You can always email me or write your question on the forum. Either way, I'll respond. But if you have a question or a comment, I'm going to unmute the line. So hold on one sec. All righty. If you have a question or comment, this is a good time to just jump out, say your name, and ask your question.
Hi, Joy. It's Amber. I have a question.
Absolutely, Amber. Go ahead. Hit me.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate being on this call, and I forgot about it, and I'm glad that you sent the reminder call because
good.
Yeah, and then I had to look it up myself because I thought you were a solicitor, so I didn't before I hung up on it.
Okay.
And I looked it up in the email, so I'm very grateful for that because I've been looking at this differently, and you gave me some things to think about. That my real question isn't anything about that, but it's more about how my body's reacting towards the cleanse and such. So I'm on day 4, and
Okay.
I can say I've had, you're a mom, you'll know this, I've had no BM.
Okay.
It'd be like, you would have a few days of uncomfortable stuff. So I don't know if that's normal. And the girls I'm doing it with, they're pretty much in the same boat. So I didn't know if we're on day 4, if that was normal or not.
Constipation or diarrhea is definitely one of the symptoms when you're on a detox. And
okay, it's not constipation; it's just no bowel movement.
Yeah, and that's normal. That's exactly what happened to me. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think I had mine on day 3.
Okay.
I think I had mine on day 3. But one of the things that you can do, you have 2 options. Number 1, don't be paranoid because it's getting everything together. It's similar to like, what is that stuff called? Drano, where it's gathering all that stuff all together. And trust me, it's going to push it out.
Okay.
Options that you can do is, number 1, you want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And number 2, if you are already good on the water standpoint, which enough water is about half your ounces, half of your ounces in body weight. So if you're 100 pounds, 50 ounces of water a day. And and I do include the ones that I have in my shakes as part of mine because, you're drinking water. But anyway, and then the second option is a tea by Traditional Medicinals, and it's at every grocery store here in Naples, Florida. And it's my favorite. A Smooth Move is what it's called, the actual tea. So Smooth Move by Traditional Medicinals. And you can take that, and it's very gentle, and it'll just kind of help the process. But even if somebody didn't do that, it would still push, things would get pushed out. It's just a matter of if it's somewhere between day 3 and 5. But I always like to give that option to people who want to just get that part taken care of quickly. I'm with you on that.
Just wondering. I figured it's got to come out sometime.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The other thing, I guess it was our day 2 on the cleanse. We did the Wednesday workout, and oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. My energy level.
Was it lightheaded? Were you lightheaded? What were your symptoms?
Lightheaded, a little nauseous, and just that whole day, and even on the other days, I just feel like my energy level is super, super low.
Have you been taking your aminos before or after camp?
Well, that day I just did the drops. You know how you were saying that the drops kind of gave you energy? So the Wednesday...
Oh, no, it wasn't the drops that gave me energy. It was the aminos.
Those pills. Oh, okay, I just did the drops.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's the pills. So take those pills before boot camp.
Okay.
And that will be bada boom, bada bing. You'll be good to go.
Okay, I'll tell Brittany and Garrett, too, to take pills before we go.
Yes.
And then also, I have to tell you that my energy level is super, super low. And I drink a lot of coffee, but I've cut out everything. I'm following it by the book.
Right.
I'm not having caffeine withdrawal or anything, so that's good. I think Kelly said that she found this one, she's not craving anything, and I can say the same thing as well. But energy level is super really low. Like I almost need to take naps.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. You need to take naps. Like when you're on a detox, especially this detox, you want to get way more sleep than normal. Way more sleep than normal for a few reasons. Number 1, your body does all the repair work and restoration while you're asleep. It's going to do all the, it's going to allow it to do more of the fat burning mechanisms that it needs to do when you're asleep. So that sleep, if you normally get 5 hours of sleep, you need to get 8 hours of sleep while you're on this detox. And if you can get it all at night, that's great. For me, I do take naps, So I get, the amount that I'll get at night, which is usually usually 7. Like 7 hours of sleep at night for me is usually perfect, whether I'm on a detox or not. Like 7 is my magic number. So whether I'm on a detox or not, if let's say for instance I only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep at night, then that next day I could sleep for an hour or two because I have to make up those hours, and my body, once it makes up those hours, it's like it's doing the math, and it's like ding, 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 you hit the magic number. This is like your perfect number of, as far as hours of sleep. And so it's amazing how that works. So, yes, allow your body to take those naps if you can, or if you can't take naps, go to bed earlier. It's just, in your case, you're halfway through. So it's just 5 more days. But during these 5 days, get a lot of sleep. You will be so happy you did.
6. But yes,
All
okay,
right.
I've noticed that. Like last night I did sleep 11 hours. I went to bed at around 9 o'clock and woke up at around 8. So
and so you probably were like, what is going on? But that is so awesome. That is what your body wants to do right now. I know that we're not used to allowing our bodies to get that much rest. We're used to like, oh, no, I have to do this, that, and the other. But no, listen to your body. Get that extra sleep. You will be rewarded for that sleep. I mean, it's a retreat. So allow yourself to, even though you're still here in your normal, day-to-day operations, make sure you go ahead and adhere to your body. And it wants that rest because it is hooking you up. That's when the magic is happening.
Okay. Good advice.
All right. Awesome, guys. Well, you all enjoy the rest of your evening. I look forward to talking to you all on Sunday night. Until next time, R34 Live. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.